Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Force Strategy Gaming. I've got a special guest with me here today, the one and only Athene, best gamer in the world. Athene, say hello to everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Very awesome to have you here. So we're just going to be playing through the Diablo 3 beta with some higher level characters, and we just want to talk a little bit about the game. Now, if you don't know Athene, he's the best paladin in the world, and he was #1 StarCraft player on the European servers. Obviously, pretty phenomenal stuff. And I know you're looking forward to Diablo 3 as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the game because I grew up with this game, like Diablo 2. It's one of the most memorable memories I have from any game, except Ultima Online, but that's an MMO.
Yeah.
So you can't compare it. Like, I think Diablo 2 was the best single-player game I've ever played in my life.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I've got some absolutely fantastic memories of just playing this game on my old crappy laptop, even taking it on like family vacations with me. Didn't want to do anything else but play the game. Lots of fun, and definitely looking forward to the next installment as well. So yeah, we just kind of wanted to talk about some of the various aspects of the game, do some theory crafting, talk about the auction house and everything like that. So I guess why don't we start with that, because this is something that you and I talked about a little bit before we started this. What are your general feelings on the auction house overall? I know that I saw your video when it first came out, and you were supporting it, and it was interesting to me because there was a lot of negative response to it. So I was interested to see that you were actually, really in favor of it.
I think the Real Money Auction House is just awesome, to be honest, because what it's actually going to allow is there is so much, like, for the people that play Diablo 2, it's very obvious why the Real Money Auction House is something very good, because people that really were into it, like, items were getting sold all the time through third parties. A lot of people got scammed and stuff, and this is actually a way for people to be able to sell stuff and make money themselves without any risk. And I think you of course have always people talking about the pros and the contrast, but I think the pros majorly outweighs the contrast, if I'm really honest. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I would definitely say that I feel the same way overall. I think there's a lot of benefit that can come from it. And exactly like you said, I thought it was funny that there were so many complaints about it, and I almost instantly went to, these people obviously didn't play D2 because everybody was buying items.
The thing is, there is a very big what is the word? Like a very big, like, people really like to bitch about anything, if I'm really honest, and it's almost as if you can't do anything good in the gaming world. Like, it's so easy to get so much negative reactions, even if it's just small things. Okay, there's a lot of stuff in the gaming world that can get better, but if things are being steered in a way where you can just make a living, I mean, how many people have to go and work to pay their bills? And I can guarantee you right now that there's people that are going to be able to get some, at least a good amount of extra money just to play the game. And I think, why would that be a bad thing, to be honest?
Yeah, absolutely. I also think even if someone made enough to pay for the game itself, that alone tells you, like, hey, this thing is pretty awesome. It's a free game.
What you hear a lot is like people saying, like, the Chinese farmers are gonna destroy the market, and it's just stupid. Like, there is nothing that's gonna be made. But I think that is that is the way Diablo 2 worked. Like, the way how rare items, like certain items, can be so rare, and everybody has a chance to get them. So it's not like you just grind, and then you sell gold, like in WoW or something. Like, you can actually, by grinding a lot, you increase the chances, but still people can really get a lucky item and really make a lot of money out of it. So
yeah, and that's definitely the case. It's going to be very luck based, and
there's also a lot of people that say, like, if I play the games and there's money involved, it takes away the part of the fun. But I've played Ultima Online back in the days, and maybe I'm not speaking for everyone, but at least I'm speaking for myself. When real money was involved, it actually contributed to the game. Like, it was more fun. It was more competitive. It was more enjoyable for me. So yeah, but yeah, maybe everybody has his own taste or something when it comes to that. But for me, at least, when you can also make a living, it's just badass.
Yeah, and it's funny to to maybe liken it to something like this, but we would say we look at games in general, not just video games, but the word gaming. A lot of people will think of like casinos and stuff because that's a form of gaming, and that's one of the most popular forms of gaming. And if you, it's a direct directly attributed to what you just said, because real money's involved. A lot more people are interested. It's a lot more exciting.
Yeah.
And actually, it's funny because I heard that there might be some issues with the release in I believe it was Korea because of gambling issues. They think that because of the real money auction house kind of being like gambling, they may not actually release Diablo 3 there. That's kind of scary, but
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, that it's still kind of a rumor. I'm not sure if it's actually going to happen, but no, you're right. I think that since real money is attributed, this is going to kind of make it more interesting for a lot of people.
What it's going to do is it's just going to be making gaming as a whole, as an industry, more competitive, and it's going to give what is it? How do you call it? Esports. I think it's going to benefit esports a lot because since more money is involved, you're going to have more deals going on and stuff like that. I'm not talking about Diablo specifically because I know it's more PvE oriented, but just like as where the gaming industry is steered to, like it's certainly going to benefit a lot. And I can guarantee you, once it's out, people are gonna love it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And other games are gonna take it over. Like all the games are gonna start doing this.
Well, and you're seeing more and more. This is something that I always talk about, and I do a weekly Diablo podcast. The people who are subscribers to my channel already know this, but I've talked about this a few times. Like the gaming industry in general is going more and more towards microtransactions and kind of these things, having to maybe pay for these games more and more online. And this is almost like a direct reversal of it, because instead of having to pay consistently as the game progresses, you're actually making money as the game progresses. And it's good for the industry, like you said, because the more money that's drawn towards something, the more interest there is in it from advertisers and stuff like that.
The thing is also like what I think a lot of people, like a lot of young people, don't realize what it is to at one point start like really worrying about paying
bills.
It's just reality, and a lot of people like mainly young kids, when they see something like that and they see people whining, they just copy it without really thinking truly what the effects are, if you get what I mean. But I know a lot of people are gonna go like, but you're making it sound like people don't have to go work. I'm not saying that, of course. I'm just saying that it's going to just add to it. That's all. Like, I think if someone is playing, like, imagine you as a kid, you grow up, you play games, and you don't you would be making money in the progress. By the time you're 18, I bet you would have a nice sum of money on your bank account. While now, like that you could maybe use to pay college for and stuff. So a lot of people have to realize how this benefits even society, which might sound really crazy, but I really think so.
Well, I mean, as a gamer and as a hobby, I mean, and again, it's gaming. This is a hobby that people like to do. We love gaming, we have YouTube channels and all this sorts of stuff dedicated to it because it's a hobby that we enjoy. And how is it any different from any other hobby in which someone can make money? You can make money doing amateur golf, and you can make money, all sorts of these different hobbies and interests. You can make, even if it's not a full-time living. There are people who do. I mean, there's professional esports players who make a full-time living off of gaming. But if you look at just the casual and the average person, entering a tournament here and there for any sort of hobby, this is kind of the same idea, being able to make a supplemental or just a little bit of an extra income off of a hobby that you enjoy. Gaming's finally starting to go in that direction, and it's interesting that people would see that as a negative thing in any way, really.
If I'm real, I think it's a no-brainer.
Right. Right, absolutely.
Like I can tell you, like, once it's like it's also with, like, the social culture has to adapt before things can move forward, and it's in a few years. Like I tell you, in 5 years, people will not be able to imagine something different.
Yeah, they're like, wait, a game that you can't make money with? This game sucks.
Yeah. Like, and also what is really something that I've heard a lot of people complain about is the fact that you can only play Diablo online. And the thing is, I myself am a software engineer, and I know how much benefits comes out of that. And yeah, I really think it's a really nice way to for example, like the real money auction house and stuff like that. The ability to not dupe and stuff. It's a lot harder to dupe when it's server based.
Right.
There's a lot less you have to take into account and stuff. So I think it's like the pros outweigh the cons crazily. And I've read posts like people really saying crazy stuff like saying like, yeah, what about people in Warzone and stuff. If I'm real honest, I think people that are in war zones without internet have other things to worry about, if I'm real honest.
Right, yeah, and it's just, that aside too, it just in general, as you said, I think easily, I could safely say, without directly talking to Blizzard about it and getting a nod yes or no, I could safely say that the Real Money Auction House played a huge role into why they didn't want offline. Because like you said, I mean, duping happened a lot, and trying to prevent that's huge because real money is at stake now. You know, if people are making hundreds of stones of Jordans and selling them on the Real Money Auction House for $100 a piece, that's an issue, right? I mean, that's lawsuits for Blizzard, quite frankly. So
yeah, indeed, like only the real money, like, but this discussion is going to, if people would see this discussion in 5 years, they would just think we're being Monty Python or something, because like it just, yeah, debating it is going to sound so crazy in the future.
Right.
When people adapt to yeah.
Nice, congrats on the level.
Thanks, man. I was thinking of going world first.
You gonna do world first, level 13 in the beta?
60.
Oh, nice. Actually, you know, that's true. That's something. I mean, you've done that again. Maybe some people who are watching this haven't heard of you, but you were world first. What levels did you get the world first for in World of Warcraft?
First level 80 and world first level 85.
Right. And that's gonna be cool. I'm rooting for you when it comes to that. And that's
I can't do it. I can't do it in Diablo. I've already tried it.
Oh.
Because what I always do is I always calculate stuff.
Yeah.
And I try to how do you say it, to I just try to put everything into my own benefit, to maximize the chances to level first. The thing is, what it's going to depend on is the drops of experience items.
Right.
So basically, you're going to have people that are extremely lucky and get a lot of those experience item drops, and once they get them, they will be leveling 10% faster. And if they go no life mode, there is no way you can compete with that. So
you can't compete with someone who goes no life mode. So
well, you can compete with someone that goes no life mode, but not someone that is lucky and got a lot of items drops.
Yeah. Well, I guess, I mean, we could say that this is where the auction house could come into play, and you may be able to purchase some of that experience stuff. But who's going to sell it at the start?
Yeah, indeed. It's going to sell it, like, indeed. And the thing is also, if you're going for world first, like you cannot what's the word? You cannot afford buying crappy items under leveled items, and that's what's going to be the case if you're the highest level in the world. If you're going for world first, so yeah.
I would honestly say, and this is actually good because I know we wanted to maybe do some leveling theory crafting. I would say when we're talking about a world first, your best bet would to be have people helping you, leveling with you, and whenever they get that experience gear, to just hand it down to you.
The thing is, I've been thinking about that as well, and I've also tried all kinds of ways to grind experience while other people are around to give it all to me.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. I tried everything. The only thing that would work is cancel quests and re-accept them. So basically, if you log out the moment you are about to finish a quest, you get the experience, but the quest isn't completed.
Oh wow, I did not even know that. That's
Like,
actually
yeah.
really good.
So I said it. I said it in. I think I said it in the long video about thing about Diablo that I made, and I think Blizzard is gonna fix that because it's an easy way to really level up very fast.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm gonna do. If I'm honest, like if they don't fix it, I just what I'm gonna do.
Right.
I'm
Do you plan on utilizing any of the various extra XP techniques like the mighty blows and the killing streaks, stuff like that?
Yes, and that's why I also think one of the best things to get world first is to do it with a group. Like maximum is 4, right?
Oh yes, that's the max number of players. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with 4, this might sound really crazy what I'm going to tell you, but I think with 4 witch doctors.
Yeah, actually, I've seen because
people have been laughing when I said that, but I can guarantee you, 4 witch doctors would get like the biggest experience bonuses.
Right. I feel like Witch Doctor seems like a strong PvE focused class, and we can kind of make a small reference to WoW. I always felt like the Warlock was a very strong solo class because it was very dots oriented, and you could kind of run around and apply these damage over time effects and then keep moving. And you can kind of do some of that with the Witch Doctor as well, like with pets and haunt and stuff like that.
Like what you see here with the fucking frogs I'm doing. I mean, like I can do this with my eyes closed. Just
Right.
run around and just like imagine if you're 4 like this.
Right.
And you know those frogs when they explode they actually heal you. Do you know that?
I actually did not know that. Wow. Is that from a rune effect or just how it is base?
No, it's just how it is.
Wow.
And it also heals your pets. So basically, if you have 4 of them, they start healing each other and stuff. You can almost not die. Like here, you can see when it's just. Well, it's already dead.
Yeah,
But,
I should have not attacked him, but we can try it on another guy or something.
but yeah, it's really crazy.
Yeah, no, that
They're
definitely
gonna
seems
change it.
right.
I think they're gonna change it.
Oh, do you think they're gonna change Plague of Toads so that's not the same?
Well, they're gonna change like the overpowerness of witch doctors. I think
Yeah.
it's too overpowered it's just way overpowered in PvE.
Yeah. And what do you think? What do you think about the other classes in PvE? Now I know in general, lots of people feel like the melee characters have a hard time on harder difficulties. So like the barbarian and the monk. Well, the monk may be a different story because of healing and stuff like that. But the barbarian seems like it could have a hard time, and you know, like I mean, we've got the new Inferno mode coming out now, and that's a really cool thing. I'm really excited about that. You know, it's supposed to be harder than hell was in Diablo 2. So how do you think some of these melee characters will hold up? I guess specifically the barbarian and that kind of difficulty.
If I'm really honest, like we cannot judge it because you only can level up to what is it, 13? Like
Right,
there's so
yeah.
many abilities we can't even use yet. So yeah, I really think it's premature. Is that the word? Like it's premature to jump to any conclusions. If I'm really honest.
Yeah, no, I would say that's right. It's kind of hard to tell. I think the really cool thing about Diablo 3 too is that there's going to be so much customization available through the runestone system, and that's something that we're not even seeing in the beta.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that you can do with a character through the different types of runes. So
And there's also a lot of other stuff improvements they did, like for example the shared stash and stuff like that. It's just you get all those small little details that makes the game so much less like there's less annoying stuff, if you get what I mean.
yeah, I mean, not having to drop a piece of gear and then come back on your other character, and especially with gold. At first I was a little. I wasn't sure how I felt about the shared gold across all characters, but I'm like, okay, so that just makes it so that's not a pain in the ass anymore whenever I make a new character to get gold over. So,
Indeed, and also it's like. Do you know also that the blacksmith training is also all your characters?
yeah, that's shared across all characters, and that's actually a big question that a lot of people had. They were like, hey, am I gonna have to re-level the blacksmith every time? But no, he stays the same no matter what. So
It's pretty badass. I really like that.
yeah.
Maybe they could have done something more creative than trying to get pages all over the map. but I think it's cool that it's shared and you don't have to go through the same grind over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely all going to be about, because they get rid of that tedious stuff, it's just about the gameplay. Like, they just want you in the game playing, having a good time, not having to sit there at the crafter 5 times in a row every time you make a new character.
And I can also say, like, when I started, like, when Diablo came first out, there was a lot of drama going on because it was looking like wow. And I really think like what they did, it doesn't look the same as the first time they released it on BlizzCon or whenever it was, like a few years ago. I really think that they keep the Diablo soul into the game and they improved it.
Yeah, I mean they're still trying to keep it a little gritty. It's definitely a little more, I would say, a little more colorful than D2 was. But D2 was also a different game. It was smaller resolution. It was sprite based. It wasn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I mean, in general, and if just talking about the art style, this is something that Blizzard's been doing for a little while now. They've, I would say specifically, since like Warcraft 3, all of their games have kind of been not super realistic, and it's something that I think adds a little bit of longevity to the game. I mean, World of Warcraft is still being played now, and people were complaining about those graphics when that game first came out too.
Well, I think I really love Diablo 3, the way it feels like water. Like, I don't know how else I can say it. It really feels like so slick to play the game. I don't know, like, what, there's a lot of games when you play, you feel the timings are wrong, but this is just, it feels so good and it's so easy. They also kept the simplicity in the game.
Yeah.
In a way, it's even there's like even less customization than Diablo 2 when it comes to spells and stuff. What I mean with that is you're not allowed. You can only use, what is it, 2, 4, 6, 7 abilities, and that's it.
It's a total of 6 active, and then you have 3 passive skills as well.
Yeah.
So
basically, like, that is actually less than Diablo 2. In Diablo 2, you could use them all your skills.
Right.
But
yeah.
I think that's not a bad thing. I mean, I really like to keep it simple and have a really awesome slash game focused on playing with your friends and having fun together.
Yeah, definitely. And going back quickly to what you were saying about how smooth the game feels, and how comfortable it is, as opposed to a lot, like you said, there are a lot of other games, other RPGs that I'll try, and it feels very clunky, and I kind of feel disconnected from my character, like its steps don't feel the way they should. And I think that's something that's always been the case for me with Blizzard games, and that's why I always love Blizzard games. Because compared to any other MMO I've tried, World of Warcraft has always felt the smoothest, and Diablo has always been the smoothest action RPG that I've ever played. So
I don't really understand so well why other game companies are not learning from it, because I cannot imagine that it's so hard.
Yeah, it's always like I'll play this game and I'll be like, all right, this game looks like it could be cool, but it feels like shit. Like, why don't they fix this to make it actually a good game? That's funny. Yeah, no, I definitely feel the same way, and it is pretty interesting how there seems to be a disconnect with other companies that I always never have a problem with the Blizzard games. They're just always nice and smooth. So I think that's why they're so popular. To be honest, I think that alone could be a reason, because the gameplay feels so solid. So.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be badass. Like, that's something sure.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely true. And I think one other big thing I know that I'm certainly looking forward to, and I would have to imagine that you are. You're definitely a competitive gamer.
The arena.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I cannot wait for the arena. It's going to be so much fun. Do you have any plans initially for the arena? Do you have maybe a class in mind that you wanted to start out with, or how do you feel about the arena in general, the addition of it?
I think that the monk is going to be the most powerful arena character.
Do you kind of the quick, avoiding a lot of damage, doing damage very quickly kind of class?
It's mainly the crowd control. Like, the monk has blind and all that shit, and like can heal and stuff. Like, I really think that the monk is going to be absolutely overpowered when it comes to arena. I think that the witch doctor is going to be completely suckage.
Do you?
While it's owning in PvE, in PvP it's going to be terrible, I think. It's too multi-target. there's not so much single target as far I know, and yeah, like those froggies are not gonna kill people, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the really cool thing is that with only having 6 active skills, it limits the choices, so it forces the player to choose what they want to use. But I think the other thing too is, I mean, I know you mentioned that there's a lot of maybe area damage as opposed to direct damage, but that's something that can be changed with runes too. So we'll just have to see how that all eventually comes into play, you know.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, and it's pretty exciting. Now, I don't know if you've heard much about it, but Blizzard has said that they're not really going to be focusing much at all on the PvP balance. How do you feel about that stance by them?
Like they can say it. It's gonna create drama either way. Like, because it's the same with WoW. They also say we don't focus on PvP. But yeah, like PvPers get really, really annoyed when the game is not balanced. So it's just like, if you have an audience that wants to PvP, the best thing you can do is try and balance it as much as possible. I think, like, what is it? What is it? The game that does it? Is it Guild Wars that has like PvP abilities and PvE abilities, and that way it's like they rescale the PvE abilities.
Yeah, I think with Guild Wars, there's literally 2 different games. Like, you can play PvP and you start off with a max level character with all abilities. Is how that works.
I wouldn't go so far that they have to take it so far, but I think they should just have a completely different mechanic for like the damage of spells and stuff in PvP.
Right.
And then it's a lot easier to balance. They might even like remove certain spells in PvP. So certain spells just don't do any damage or whatever. I don't know, but I'm saying like if stuff is very OP, just just make it have other dynamics in PvP.
Yeah, that would be interesting if they actually did that, and they have said
they're not gonna do it.
I mean, I hope, and it's, you know, I started playing, we look at the other RPG that Blizzard has, Warcraft. I started playing Warcraft from the very start, and I was playing World of Warcraft pretty heavily for 5 years, and I saw the evolution in that game. The game first came out and there was 0 PvP, and then they added the PvP ranking system, like the gladiator system, and it was like a field marshal back then, and then they added the battlegrounds, and then they added arenas. So over time, that game got more PvP focused, and I don't think that's too far-fetched to say that it might happen with Diablo too.
Yeah. I think it's like PvP is what makes a game long-term playable. So yeah, first they balance it around PvE, and then after the game is out for quite some time, I wouldn't be surprised they balance it a bit more on PvP.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, that's definitely the hope, anyways. I hope they do.
Well, it's all about PvP for me as well, like competitive gaming and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, that's where a lot of longevity comes. Not that D2 didn't have longevity with it, even though its main focus was PvE. PvP definitely, I think, especially the biggest thing is the community. I would have to say, there's a lot more community when it comes to the PvP aspect of a game, and at least a lot more passionate community, one way or another. You
There's
know?
also talks about like that's at least I heard, because I might play some hardcore. With like a few top YouTubers, because I think like that could be really very, 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 very entertaining if people see us like go emo when someone dies at level 4. But the thing is, like, I heard that there is actually talk, if you play an arena and you die on hardcore, you lose your character.
Yeah, that's something that they're talking about doing. We still haven't heard like an official word about it, but could you imagine? Oh man, that'd be so intense for people.
But like the thing is, like the EP, like that is really like the ultimate EP. Do you understand what I mean? Like,
killing someone's character and then just being like, all right, you're dead forever.
It's like if you have people saying like, I'm better than you, like go fight a hardcore game, and if you die, you just there goes your character, goodbye.
Yeah,
it's the ultimate stress, whatever. Oh my god.
You know what I think would be fantastic too? I think that would make an amazing YouTube series of just casting like doing every game that you play with hardcore PvP, and could you just imagine? Because it would be like you said, there'd be so much emo crying when someone lost their character.
But the drama would just be the drama would be the drama would just be unmatchable. It's like people would just they would fucking cry, man.
Oh yeah, it's pretty funny. And actually, there's there for the auction house, they're not allowing the real money auction house for hardcore.
No.
I think for that very reason, because could you imagine losing hundreds and hundreds of dollars after getting owned by someone as well? Not only losing your character, but losing all that money too.
Yeah, that would be pretty fucking.
It'd be too funny. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool, and I hope that somehow they do incorporate that for the hardcore PvP, because like you said, it'd be a lot of drama. It'd also be a hell of a lot of fun.
The thing is, like, imagine all the videos, like the reactions when someone loses their level 85. It's like, no, but like if you get a like spike, oh my god, you go and kill the fucking pro player.
Yeah, that's gonna be that will be entertaining. No, most certainly. I guess with that said too, while we're getting close to the end here and wrapping things up, how do you feel about the fact that they got rid of the hostile and like so for example in D2 me and you could fight each other right now and see who won. They got rid of that in D3. Is that something that kind of upsets you? Do you wish that was still there, or do you wish that they may bring it back?
If I'm really honest, I'm really all for hardcoreness, if you get what I mean. So
Sure.
That hostile and stuff, I really love it. Like I don't like it when games are too noob friendly.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, I'm looking forward to the game, and it's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Guy
it's
get owned, by the way.
what?
This Skeleton King is gonna get owned.
Yeah, he's about to get raffle stomped pretty hard. We should do some pillar humping if necessary. That's actually, that's something too. That's a very very popular and strong tactic in the World of Warcraft arena, and I can see that having some sort of showing here as well for characters, any sort of pillars in the D3 arena, trying to make sure that you're staying out of line of sight. And
how you need to kite more than in Diablo 2. I played it at the Gamescom Diablo. It was harder than Diablo 2.
For the PvP, you mean?
No, just the PvE.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like with your eyes closed, like just killing the stuff, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. No, I would certainly agree with that. I think that's part of just everything they're trying to do is they're trying to make the combat more engaging and making sure that people are actually, having a good time and still being challenged and everything like that. So.
Yeah.
All right, well that looks like that's it. We successfully rolled through the Diablo 3 beta, and I know that everyone's already kind of seen all this content, but hopefully you guys enjoyed our conversation. Big thanks to you, Athene, for taking the time for doing this.
Man. It was awesome playing.
Yeah, sure, man. Hopefully we can do something like this again sometime in the future, maybe come a release or something like that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thanks again to Athene, and I'll take it easy, guys.
Own it up. See you guys.